For fans of the hit History Channel TV show Forged in Fire, Doug Marcaida is no stranger. He has been in the team from the start and is always present in his insights into different weapons. And with a history of martial arts experience, Doug brings a lot to the show. Add that to his natural charm and kindness, and it's easy to see why he's the most liked of all the judges. So naturally, fans were surprised when he joined season 4 with an injury that had him using a sling for his arm. So what was it that led to his injury? Today, we're gonna find that out with you. But first, welcome to Film Read, where we have the latest updates and the hottest news for what's going on in the world of celebrities. From TV show hosts to reality TV stars, this is the place if you want information that's quick, accurate, and tailored for your tastes. We're simply a cut above. Now that we have gone through the formalities, let's move to the good stuff. As most of you probably know, Forged in Fire has been running for a few seasons now. The hit History Channel reality TV show focuses on bladesmiths as they compete to forge the best weapons. The final products are judged on design, durability, sharpness, and ease of use. Looking at Doug, you might mistake him for a teacher or a comedian on Rodeo Drive. He's charming, articulate, and carries himself with easy grace. So how is that this mild-mannered man gets to be on a TV show testing razor-sharp weaponry? Well, as they say, looks can be deceiving, because our favorite goatee man is actually a trained martial artist and a practitioner of the Filipino martial art Kali. Isn't that amazing? This art makes him suited for intense jabs and thrusts, essential for testing the blades that are used on the show. In fact, we'd go so far to say most people watch the show for his demonstrations alone. Not only is he adept at handling the blades themselves, but he also does so with ease. Adding to that are his simple and concise explanations about the nature of the blades themselves. Obviously, from his experience as a seasoned bladesmith himself. Not many people know this, but aside from his time as a judge on Forged in Fire, he has served in the United States Air Force and as a U.S. Army contractor. But that's not all. Oh no. Doug has been managing his own martial art academies on the side, where he teaches his own method of the Filipino martial arts, Kali, called Marcaida Kali. With 2 academies in New York and in Romania, it's safe to say he's doing well. Before we get to the meatier part, why don't you smash that like button to show your support? In fact, go subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing even more updates. Now, let's get back to the important stuff. So, how is it that a man with such experience managed to injure himself in the course of the show? As they say, accidents can happen to anyone, and Doug was no exception. Fans were surprised when Doug came to the show in season 4 with a sling on his arm. Naturally, everyone wanted to know what the injury was about. For a man who handles razor-sharp blades all day, any injury does not bode well. Well, if you're worried about the extent of the injury, you can rest easy because Doug is doing perfectly okay now. In fact, he made fun of his injury by calling it a boo-boo on a social media post. In the same post, he assured fans that everything was perfectly alright and they'd be seeing him back in action soon. I can almost hear the sigh of relief everyone has breathed. And now that you know your favorite host is absolutely fine, I'm sure you're dying to know how he got the injury in the first place. And that's exactly what we're going to tell you today. What happened is that during training, Doug was working with a particularly dull blade. And when you combine it with the rubber stretchy ballistic gel dummies they use for target practice, you have a dangerous combination. In the course of his training, Doug accidentally hit the dummy at a wrong angle, leading to him damaging his rotor cuff. Even though he received the best first aid at the studio, he was still suffering from loss of functionality on his right hand. So instead of letting the problem exacerbate, he instead opted to go for surgery to restore full functionality. So while he was going through the 4-month recovery period, he had his arm in a sling, which led him to refrain from performing the test himself on the show. Instead, they usually had his younger brother, RJ, or one of his students from the academies, handle the weapons. Despite the severity of the incident, Doug has been cheerful about the whole affair, calling it an opportunity to learn about the limits of his body and a chance to overhaul himself. But the good news is that as soon as he was cleared by the doctors, he went right ahead to what he loves doing most, using deadly blades to cut. We wish him luck with his future and hope he keeps making our lives more fun. And that's all we have for you today. We'll see you guys in the next one with even more updates.